We all have things we want to improve, right? Moments where we wish we could, I don't know, grow faster or maybe achieve a bit more.
Definitely. Everyone feels that way sometimes.
But what if, and this sounds almost too simple, what if a shift in your morning routine could actually unlock some serious progress? Like maybe faster than you'd think.
It does sound straightforward, but yeah, the idea behind it is genuinely powerful. Small, intentional changes first thing in the morning can kind of ripple out.
And reshape your whole day.
Exactly. And eventually, maybe your whole life's path.
That's precisely what we're digging into today.
Mm.
This deep dive is based on key insights from The Miracle Morning, The Not So Obvious Secret, guaranteed to transform your life for 8 a.m.
Right.
And our mission really is to pull out the most important ideas from this book to help you understand how dedicating that purposeful time to yourself each morning could actually be, well, transformative.
And the author, Hal Elrod, his personal story is really compelling. It's kind of what sparked this whole thing. He went through not one, but two really tough rock bottoms.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The first one, 1999, he was only 20.
Just a kid, really.
Hit head-on by a drunk driver. I mean, the details are intense. He actually died for 6 minutes.
6 minutes. It's hard to even imagine.
11 fractured bones, permanent brain damage, and doctors basically told him he might never walk again.
Just devastating. And you'd think, okay, that's life-altering in the worst way.
Right. But this is where his response is just
Yeah.
remarkable. He completely defied what everyone expected. Instead of feeling like a victim, he chose radical responsibility.
Which is incredible under those circumstances.
He focused on gratitude, acceptance, and that fueled this amazing comeback. He didn't just walk again.
No, he became a top sales rep, like number 6 out of 60,000 people.
Even with the physical challenges, even with like short-term memory issues from the accident.
That's resilience on a whole other level. It really makes you wonder what was going on in his head.
What was that critical shift, you know?
Well, it seems like even back then, he was sort of tapping into these principles without maybe even naming them yet. This core belief that his past, even something that catastrophic, didn't have to dictate his future.
Focusing on what he could control.
Exactly. What he could do, not what he couldn't.
Okay, so he makes this incredible recovery only for life to throw him another curveball.
Right. The second rock bottom, 2008, the recession hits.
His business fails. He's deep in debt, like $425,000 in debt.
Oh.
And he falls into this severe depression. He described feeling completely hopeless, overwhelmed.
So this time it's mental, emotional, financial, just crushing.
Yeah. And he's at his lowest point. Then a friend suggests something kind of random.
Go for a run.
Yeah, go for a run to clear his head, even though Hal apparently hated running.
Hated it. But I guess when you're desperate.
You'll try anything.
Yeah.
So he goes, and he's listening to a Jim Rohn audio program. And he hears this quote that just stops him in his tracks. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development because success is something you attract by the person you become.
Wow. That's a lightning bolt moment.
Totally. That was the catalyst. He realized, okay, I need a daily routine for personal development.
So he started experimenting, trying different things, different practices, even messing with his sleep schedule.
And he found stuff that worked, like immediately, for him and then for his coaching clients.
Even the ones who are adamant, I'm just not a morning person.
Right, that classic line. And it just took off from there, didn't it? People started sharing their own miracle mornings online. Organically.
Yeah, it clearly struck a chord. It wasn't just theory. It was practical. It got results, and it addressed something universal people were struggling with.
Which kind of brings us to this idea in the book. Hal's breakthrough, his story, it resonates because it taps into something broader. He calls it the 95% reality check.
And it's not meant to be judgmental, I think. It's more about recognizing these common patterns where people feel stuck.
Yeah, whether it's low energy, money stress, relationship issues, or just feeling kind of overwhelmed by life.
And the book paints that picture pretty clearly, right? The struggles with exhaustion, chronic disease, anxiety, depression, divorce rates, debt, it's all interconnected.
So the Miracle Morning, with its focus on personal development, especially these S.A.V.E.R.S. we'll get into, it's designed to directly tackle those things.
Exactly. Building resilience, emotional control, financial know-how through reading, consistent energy from exercise. It hits all those points.
And the book points out some common roadblocks, things that keep people stuck in that 95%. One big one is living the rearview mirror.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Basically filtering every decision you make today through, like, your past failures or heartbreaks.
So you can't really see the possibilities ahead.
Right. It limits you. And the book hammers home that paradigm shift. My past does not equal my future.
That's powerful. Just reminding yourself, okay, this moment is a fresh start.
Another big obstacle, lack of accountability.
The statistic is pretty stark, isn't it? Like 95% of people learn something new but don't actually implement it because, well, nobody's checking in.
Yeah, we have good intentions, but without some kind of structure or, someone holding our feet to the fire, even gently, things just fizzle out.
Happens all the time.
And then there's the mediocre circle of influence, that idea that you become the average of the 5 people you hang out with most.
We've all heard that one.
And the book really pushes you to be proactive about it. Seek out people who actually believe in you, who inspire you. Maybe find an online community, a networking group.
Like B&I, or even volunteering with youth groups like Boys and Girls Clubs, he mentions. Finding positive influences.
It's about actively shaping your environment, not just passively accepting it, which ties right into this core idea in the book.
The draw your line in the sand philosophy.
Exactly. It's a metaphor, right, for making a conscious decision today, right now, to commit to growth, to learning, to getting better.
Not waiting for Monday or the new year or when things calm down.
No, choosing today to think and live differently, to escape what Hal calls the voice of mediocrity.
Let's unpack that for a second, that voice of mediocrity.
Yeah.
What does that actually sound like inside our own heads?
No, it's that sneaky voice, the one that makes excuses, tells you to just hit snooze one more time.
You're too tired. You're not a morning person anyway.
Exactly. Or you tried that before, it didn't work. You're not really good enough for that. It's all those limiting whispers trying to keep you comfortable, keep you stuck.
So drawing the line is about saying no to that voice.
Yeah. And the book argues being extraordinary isn't some huge leap. It's just consistently choosing to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? What does this commitment look like day to day? This is where the book introduces the life, S-A-V-E-R-S.
Right. It's an acronym for 6 specific practices. Guaranteed, the author says, to fuel your personal development and help you reach what he calls level 10 success.
And level 10, what does that mean exactly? Is it perfection?
Not perfection, no. It's more about reaching your highest potential and satisfaction in the areas that matter most to you. Health, money, relationships, whatever. Aiming for what feels like a 10 out of 10 for you.
Got it. Okay, so the first letter, S, is for silence.
Purposeful silence, something most of us are desperately short on.
Totally. Our lives are so noisy. But the book says it's more than just less stress.
Yeah. The key insight isn't just silence is nice. It's that even just 60 seconds of intentional quiet time first thing can neurologically reset you.
Reset how?
It helps shift your brain from that default morning stress or grogginess into a state of focus. It primes you before the day starts demanding things. You take control internally first.
So this could be meditation, prayer, just quiet reflection.
Any of those. And the health benefits are pretty significant too. Metabolism, blood pressure, stress relief, better focus. Lots of successful people swear by it. Oprah, Jerry Seinfeld.
Right. It sets the tone. Okay, next. A is for affirmations.
Yeah, we all have that internal chatter going on constantly, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it is unconscious, maybe negative, replaying old stuff.
Definitely.
So affirmations are about actively designing positive statements to essentially reprogram your subconscious.
How does that reprogramming actually work, though? Is it just wishful thinking?
It's more about neuroplasticity, the idea that your brain can change. When you repeat affirmations, especially with feeling and maybe even purposeful physiology, like standing tall, smiling, adopting a confident posture while you say them, you're basically carving out new positive neural pathways. You're embodying the belief, making it more real for your brain.
Okay, that makes sense. Like Hal Elrod's own example with his memory.
Exactly. After the brain damage, he had this belief he had a horrible memory. So he created an affirmation, repeated it daily, focusing on his brain's ability to heal and improve.
And it worked for him.
Took about 2 months, he says, but yeah. He specifically affirmed letting go of the limiting belief.
Okay, V is for visualization. We hear about this a lot with athletes and high achievers.
Bill Gates, Schwarzenegger, Tiger Woods, Will Smith, Jim Carrey. The list goes on.
Jim Carrey and the $10 million check.
Yeah.
That story's famous.
Right. He wrote himself a check for $10 million, post-dated it, carried it around.
And then got paid that amount for Dumb and Dumber right around that date. It seems almost magical. How does just imagining something help make it happen? Is it deeper than just positive thinking?
Well, the book frames it less as magic and more about directing your brain's focus, your reticular activating system, the RAS. It's like the filter for your attention.
Okay.
When you visualize vividly, you're essentially telling your RAS what's important, what to look for, so your brain becomes more attuned to opportunities that align with that vision.
Ah, so Carrie's check wasn't the magic charm. It was like a focus tool for his brain.
Pretty much. It anchored his goal, made his brain actively seek out ways to get there. And the process is simple. Prepare your mindset, visualize the outcome you want, but crucially,
Also visualize who you need to be and what you need to do to get there.
exactly. See yourself actually doing the work, smiling on the treadmill, making the calls confidently. It's about the actions, not just the end result.
That connects to that Marianne Williamson quote the book mentions. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Visualization helps tap into that power.
Absolutely. Okay, next up, E's for exercise. This one feels obvious.
Yeah, exercise is good for you. We know this. But how does it fit specifically into the Miracle Morning synergy?
The book puts it bluntly. If you don't make time for exercise, you'll probably have to make time for illness.
Ouch. True, though.
But the Miracle Morning insight here is about the timing and the synergetic effect. Even a quick burst of movement in the morning gets blood flowing to your brain right before you do the other S.A.V.E.R.S.
Ah, so it makes the other practices more effective.
That's the idea. Better focus for reading, more vivid visualization, maybe affirmations feel more potent. It optimizes your morning mind, not just your general health. Boosts energy, confidence, clarity, right when you need it.
Got it. Okay, R is for reading.
Described as the fast track to transformation, learning from experts, not reinventing the wheel.
Makes sense. But what's the specific Miracle Morning angle on reading?
It's not just read more books. It's about dedicating even just 10 pages specifically to personal development each morning.
So targeted reading.
Yeah. You're not just passively acquiring knowledge, you're actively compounding expertise from the best minds day after day. It builds this mental framework for growth much faster than random reading might.
Like compound interest for your brain.
Kind of. And he suggests rereading really good books, too, for mastery, like learning karate repetition locks it in.
And 10 pages a day. Yeah, that's
To about 18 200-page books a year, he calculates. That's significant progress.
definitely. Okay, last one. S is for scribing.
Which is essentially writing, usually journaling.
Right. How does journaling fit into this structured morning? Does it make it more powerful than just, scribbling thoughts whenever?
I think so. Because it's done with intention, right after the other practices. It's about getting thoughts out of your head and onto paper to gain clarity.
See things you might miss otherwise.
Exactly. Capture insights, review lessons learned, track your progress. It becomes this tangible record of your growth. Hal himself said he struggled with empty journals for years.
Until the Miracle Morning gave him a structure.
Yeah, it made it consistent and rewarding. He likes dated journals or apps like the 5-minute journal.
So it becomes a tool for self-awareness and course correction.
Mm-hmm. A really powerful one.
Okay, so those are the S.A.V.E.R.S, silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, scribing. It sounds like a lot to fit in, especially if you're not a morning person.
But the beauty is its flexibility. It's customizable. You don't need hours.
Just waking up maybe 30 to 60 minutes earlier than usual.
Exactly. It works for entrepreneurs, stay-at-home parents, students, whoever. And the book also touches on fueling your body, specifically when and why you eat in the morning.
Right, eating after the Miracle Morning.
Yes. The logic is to keep blood flow directed to your brain for peak mental performance during the S.A.V.E.R.S. rather than diverting it to your stomach for digestion.
Avoid that post-breakfast slump.
Precisely. And it emphasizes valuing the health and energy benefits of food as much as the taste. Start with water and then maybe something like the Miracle Morning smoothie recipe he includes.
Which is designed for sustained energy, right?
Yeah, packed with things to fuel the brain and body, prioritizing function.
And to tackle that inevitable procrastination.
Ah, yes. The eat that frog idea from Brian Tracy.
Do the worst first.
Such a simple, effective strategy. Just tackle your biggest, most important, or maybe least pleasant task first thing.
Get it out of the way.
But it's more than that. It builds momentum. You get this win early on, feel accomplished, and it kind of fuels you to keep going, making you less likely to put other things off.
Creates a positive feedback loop for the rest of the day. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but making it stick, that's the challenge. Habit change is hard.
It really is. New Year's resolutions often fail that stat. Less than 5% stick. The book calls it an addiction to the old ways.
So how do we break that
A
addiction?
Miracle Morning proposes a specific 30-day strategy. It breaks down habit formation into 3 10-day phases. Knowing what to expect in each phase is apparently key to pushing through.
Okay, phase 1, days 1 to 10. What happens here?
This is the unbearable phase.
Ooh, doesn't sound fun.
It isn't initially. This is where that early excitement wears off and the resistance kicks in hard.
Like your brain is screaming, no!
Pretty much. Physical discomfort, strong mental excuses. I hate this. It's not worth it. It feels really difficult. But the crucial thing the book stresses is this phase is temporary.
Knowing there's an end to the unbearable part helps you keep going.
Exactly. Then you hit days 11 to 20. Uncomfortable.
Okay, slightly better.
Yeah. The intense struggle starts to fade. The new habit feels a bit easier. You start building some confidence, maybe associating some positive feelings with it.
But it's still not automatic. Still takes effort.
Right. Still uncomfortable, but manageable. You're not fighting yourself quite so much.
And then the final stretch, days 21 to 30.
This is the unstoppable phase, and this is apparently critical for making it last long term.
Why this phase specifically?
Because this is where you start genuinely associating pleasure with the habit. You feel real pride in your consistency. It starts becoming part of who you are, part of your identity.
So it shifts from something you force yourself to do to something you choose because it feels good and aligns with who you want to be.
Precisely. You're not fighting anymore. You're just doing it. It feels natural, beneficial.
And Hal gives his own running journey as an example of this 30-day process, right?
Yeah, it's a great illustration. Remember, he hated running, feared injury after the accident, but he applied this 30-day strategy. Fought the voice of mediocrity in those first 10 unbearable days.
Yeah.
Felt the pain fade in the next 10 uncomfortable days.
And by day 30,
He was becoming a runner. He actually logged 50 miles in that first month alone.
wow, from hating it to running 50 miles.
And that commitment snowballed. He eventually decided to run a 52-mile ultramarathon.
52 miles.
Yeah. Trained 475 miles over 6 months. Took him 15.5 hours to complete. He said crossing that finish line gave him freedom from fear, self-doubt, and self-imposed limitations.
That's incredible. It really shows the power of sticking with something through those phases.
Definitely. And speaking of sticking with it, accountability is huge.
Right. The book really emphasizes that link between accountability and success. Find an accountability partner.
Yep. Invite a friend, family member, coworker to do the 30-day challenge with you. Use the free online materials the book offers.
But crucially, don't wait for someone else to start.
Right. Start your miracle morning now, today. Don't let finding a partner become another excuse.
Good point. Now, there's this other accountability tool mentioned that sounds intense. The email that will change your life.
Oh, yeah. That one's definitely nerve-wracking.
The idea is you email a bunch of people, friends, family, colleagues, even exes.
Yeah.
And ask for brutally honest feedback on where you can improve.
Yep. Maybe 2 or 3 areas for improvement. And you can ask for strengths, too. It sounds incredibly vulnerable.
Because it is. But the author swears by it. Said he learned more in a week than in the previous 5 years.
And he shares a story from a client, Trudy, who found it revealed blind spots she never knew she had. Gave her a much clearer picture of herself.
So it's a powerful, if scary, way to fast-track self-awareness.
Absolutely. The key is how you frame it, BCC, everyone. Specifically ask for brutal honesty and promise you won't be offended. It's purely for growth.
Okay. And for people looking for broader support.
There's the Miracle Morning online community. Over 200,000 people, apparently, miracle makers.
A place to share experiences, learn, find accountability partners.
Exactly. A positive, supportive space built around these principles.
So bringing it all together, what's the big takeaway for someone listening?
I think it's that by consistently, purposefully dedicating time each morning to your own development using these S.A.V.E.R.S., you're not just wishing for a better life, you're actively building the person capable of creating it.
Becoming that level 10 version of yourself.
Yeah, building the discipline, gaining the clarity, embracing the growth needed to achieve what you want in health, happiness, finances, all of it.
This deep dive really makes you think differently about those first few minutes or hour of the day, doesn't it? It's not just about waking up early.
No, it's about what you intentionally do with that time, how you cultivate yourself before the world starts making demands.
It brings to mind that quote again. The average person lets their emotions dictate their actions, while achievers let their commitments dictate their actions.
Which leads to maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on.
Yeah.
If that quote is true, what if the biggest act of self-care or self-love isn't just about feeling good in the moment? What if it's about committing to the discipline like the miracle morning that makes you better consistently, day after day? What one commitment could you make today?